Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Middle Earth, and Miss Marcellene needs to go investigate a couple of spots, so we're going to get started and head out to those spots to investigate them. We have Eryn Singor and Delossad. So I don't know which one we're going to first, but we're headed there. And while we're going there, it looks like there was a nice letter from Orion. Oh, I'll go ahead and take that. Stray barrel. The barrel is lying just off the road that runs through Tal Bruinen, but most curiously it's full of pipeweed. It is already a rare thing to see wagons pass this way, but wagons carrying pipeweed are even more rare. You take a pouch of pipeweed from the barrel and resolve to bring it to nearby Rivendell. Perhaps someone there will know what caused this barrel to come here. Surprise pipeweed. I forgot about that. Just a random little side quest. Oh, okay. For a second there, I was going to jump, but I forgot. That won't aggro. They do come out heavily at night. These stone trolls. And of course, there's the worms. At any rate, there was a letter from Orion talking about future updates to the game. So we're going to go over what is probably some of the key points of it. So first off, update 45, allies and adversaries. That's what they're calling it. Oh, hello. And one of the things they are making changes to in the game is monster play, which, from what I can tell, since I've never actually done monster play, it has been a very, very long time since they've done any considerable changes to it. But they're going to be changing the gameplay. They're providing a large number of fluid events.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
And it's going to include more mechanics in the form of rewards for taking and holding towers, new relics and buffs, a new area called Underseas, new vendors with buffs once you take control of outposts. And they go on to say this is one of the largest changes made to gameplay flow of Angmar in several years. And we are at Eryn Singor. It is a pleasure to meet you, Marcellene, but it must be an urgent errand to bring you this far into the wild. I must confess to you, I have seen no sign of this ring you seek, but the wood trolls make lengthy exploration difficult. There is an unsavory air about this place, and the presence of an evil relic might serve as an explanation for it. There is a cave beneath Eryn Singor called Bar-e the Cheer, and I believe that the unpleasant air that hangs over the land here comes from that cave. It must be searched for any sign of Narchuil. This will be no simple feat, for the cave is home to the Dag Toshku, children of Toshak, who ruled the wood trolls of the north for a time. Look for them in the deepest chambers of Bar the Cheer, and determine if Narchuil rests within one of their chambers. Hinder to any Angmarim you see searching the cave, and return to me when you have plumbed the deepest chambers and slain the... Okay. So there's a cave here we need to explore. Oh no, I don't think it's a cave. Is it? Find the entrance. Okay. So we need to find the entrance to this place first. But yeah, that is the update or the changes to Angmar. Now, I don't have anything to say about that except it sounds like, at least for the people who enjoy the Angmar, they'll be getting some love finally. I've never done the Angmar. I think I've only stepped inside it once for like 10 minutes just to see what it looks like. Wouldn't mind going to explore the place. I just, I don't know anything about it. No wonder I'm running around in circles. It's because I was still focused on the NPC I just talked to. Another thing that they are doing is extending the birding hobby. So they're going to be adding new regions for bird watchers and new rewards available to make your home cozy. So that should be fun. Oh, we're going over into, okay. I wonder if that's the same cave we go into for other stuff. So we're going way over here. Well, I don't have to worry about aggroing anything. At least not outside the cave. They go on to say that due to unforeseen difficulties and changes they're making to kinships, they needed to push the release of another update. The fishing hobby is getting an update, and we'll probably not see that until update 47. But they did tease the fact that we'll be able to do trap fishing, so we'll be able to set down some traps and just leave them hanging out for a while, come back and gather our fish. So that's going to be a thing. Sounds interesting. I don't know how well that'll work, but it's certainly an interesting one to try out. You have found the entrance. Does Narchuil lie within? And right off the mat, you see there's some Angmarim scout here. The trolls, on the other hand, we don't seem to have any problems with. Just Angmarim. So we need to find 3 different rooms here. And okay, we need to defeat 2 dogs. So, the young trolls we don't have to worry about. I will be honest, I have no idea which way I'm going here. Ah, here's one of them. And the northern chamber reveals no sign of Narchuil. I'm wondering if these trolls here were supposed to... Because it does seem strange that we have all these very low-level trolls in an area that is supposed to be higher level. Now, speaking of kinship changes, the first big change that they're making to the kinship system is one that people have asked for a very long time. They're going to be adding a kinship calendar. So kinship leaders and people with proper permissions will be able to add events to the calendar and basically maintain an event schedule complete with sign-ups. So I know that some big kinships are going to really appreciate that. And that's another thing that they have not updated in a while is kinships. So getting some modern changes would be nice. The Southwest Chamber reveals no signs of Narchuil. Alright, so we defeated him. And it looks like we might have seen everything here. And we just need to go back and talk to Laventhyr. Now, which way is out? I feel like it's back that way. But the letter did go on to say that this is the first of many changes they plan to make to the kinship system over the next year and beyond. So they say they'll provide more details on the new feature as it gets ready for its close-up throughout the summer. Yeah, that was easy. That is a big old waterfall. All right, now that we're away from the sound of rushing water, we can continue talking, right? Apparently, they are also working on new uses for embers. So, embers gained through in-game content can be now used to purchase new tracery upgrade scrolls that will cost 7,500 embers and will need to be used within 24 hours of the acquisition, and that's BS. So that means that people can't, like, collect a couple of them in preparation for their upgrade. They have to use... And what about people who don't get embers that often? You know, not everybody does in-game content. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of glad they're offering these scrolls because they will allow you to upgrade a tracery of any rarity to the next level. But I'm not liking that 24 hours of acquisition. I'm probably not even going to bother with it. But it is there for people who want to use it and can collect embers like that. They're also adding tomes of defense And they will cost 275 embers or 1,000 for 4.
What do you need?
You have found no sign of Narchuil. I am sorry, Marcellene, but we may take comfort from this. The Angmarim still search the cave, but we know now it is not to be found within. May their learning of this fact be slow. I am pleased you defeated the Dag Tashaku, for no good could come of their continued growth. Tashak himself caused a great deal of turmoil in Tal Bruinen before he found his way northward, and his children would likely do the same. I'm sorry your search here proved fruitless. Did Candleus suggest any other likely sites? Yeah, she did. And neither of these items are any good for me. So, we've done that one. Now we need to investigate the second site, and that is Delossad, and of course it's way on the other side. But finally, the note went on to talk about the expansion pack itself, which will have 4 new zones, 10 new levels, a full instance cluster, a new raid, hundreds of new quests, missions, and deeds, accompanying the next chapter of the Song of Waves and Winds. And they did mention Alright, which way are we going? We're going the right way. Very specifically that there are going to be 10 new levels added to the game. So our max level is going from 150 to 160. And I know that there are some people that have been absolutely begging for a level squish. Because 160 levels sounds pretty insane. Although I have seen some games where levels go much higher than that. I don't know. I've never really been much worried about it. I'm not here to hit max level. I'm here to play the game. If I hit max level, great. But I do get that some people find just the thought of it daunting and don't even bother to try playing the game. So, there's that.
Will you lend me your ear?
I'm pleased to meet you, Marcellene. I saw you standing with Candleus from afar, but I do not think you saw my distant greeting. The Angmarim came to Delossad immediately after they arrived, but as far as I know, they did not gain access to the deep places of the road. Their efforts to open the door frustrated, they soon moved on to other parts of Tal Bruinen. You should ensure that the door is still secure. It has been for as long as I have known of it, and it will be a comfort to know that the Angmarim did not breach it. And if you would, Marcellene, defeat some of the Angmarim that have invaded. They have moved their search to other ruins that are scattered throughout Tal Bruinen. This is not a place for Angmarim, and I would have them cast out. Well, we have actually killed quite a few of them, so you will be happy to know that. So this is Delossad. And it looks like they actually built right into a cave or some sort of a mountain passage. Yeah, it's pretty much a cave. There's a hole in the top, so there's enough light for things to grow. Would have been a very easy to secure spot, too. And this is see, anything up here interesting? That's an empty room. We might as well take a look around while we're up here. It's been a long time since I've seen it. There's a lower level that just has like the trees, kind of like a courtyard. And we have an upper level that's got a couple of barred rooms. I feel like those would have been something important. Apparently I had like 3 of them. I don't know, I imagine it would have been for garrisons. The door looks secure. The Angmarim have not forced it open. So, the Angmarim are crawling all over the cave with the wood trolls. And we went in there, and we kind of have determined that Narchuil isn't there. Delossad is pretty secure. The Angmarim have not been able to gain access to it. And the same token, we have not gained access to it either. It seems like if there was any ring or clue to the ring, it might be there. The secrets of Delossad have been lost to the winds of time.
A shadow is on my spirits.
The door is secure. I am glad to hear it, though it means we are no nearer to learning if Narchuil is hidden somewhere behind it. The key to that door has surely been lost to time, and I do not doubt if the Angmarim believe Narchuil does lie within Delossad, they will seek to force the door open before long. Did Candlewood give you any other sites to search for clues? The door of Delossad may purchase us some time in which to find Narchuil, if it is hidden at some other location. If it is within Delossad, I must admit that I am at a loss. Even if we could somehow gain entrance to the sealed ruins, how could we remove Narchuil without alerting the Angmarim who patrol the Tal Bruinen? Okay, so our rewards now. No. I mean, out of all of it, the runestone and the hat are worth the most. Alright, we'll go with the hat. And it says go back and talk to Candlewood. We've looked at everything. One spot we're pretty certain that the ring isn't there. The other spot we can't get into. Candlewood is this way. I'd say out of the changes in that letter, surprisingly, I'm most excited for the Etmors, even though, like I said, I've never done the Etmors, not my thing. But the fact that the people that do enjoy the Etmors and the PvP are going to finally get some sort of love, that makes me happy. The birding hobby, well, we'll see if these changes are worth it. I haven't even bothered to do the birding hobby much. I have it, but having to swap out our weapon for the birding tool, and then, you know, that's one thing I think that has kept the hobbies from being more popular. The fact that you have to swap out your weapon for whatever your hobby tool is, to even do the hobby. I think there is something I would like to see them add to the game, specifically to the character loadout, and that would be a slot specifically to slot your hobby tool in. And you can't do both of them. You have to choose the fishing rod or the birding tools. But you would be able to slot it in there, and then you could do your hobby and not have to unequip your weapons. Does that make sense? I think it would mean that I would do the birding hobby much more often if I was able to do that. Alright. Hello, Candela.
What can I do for you?
Do not give up, Marcellene. I had thought Narchuil might have been the cause of the trouble and disquiet that hangs over Eryn Singor and Delossad, but it was only a guess. Perhaps the ring does lie deep within Delossad, with no way to gain access to the ruined halls without also allowing the Angmarim. We must trust that the locked door to delay them while we search elsewhere. But listen, another avenue of search may have opened up to us.
Will you lend me your ear?
I have been focused on places around which travelers and my scouts have reported sensations of uneasiness and disquiet, such as the Woodtroll Grove of Eryn Singor or the Elf Ruins of Delossad, but that is only because it was the avenue I felt was open to us. The Angmarim have also been combing the Elf Ruins throughout Tal Bruinen, and until a few hours ago, I assumed this was because they had some information we did not. And yet, if this was so, why would they not focus on one place? If they knew Narchuil to be hidden within Delossad, would they not devote all their efforts upon it? I am sure they would, and yet they did not, which tells me that the Angmarim do not know the location on Narchuil any more than we do. One of my scouts, Eryn encountered a small company of Angmarim near the burned-out remains of a cottage, not far to the northeast of Ecad Candela, and the Crumbled Cellar it is called. She defeated the Angmarim and sent word to me, asking if I knew any reason they would show any interest in such a trivial place. The answer is clear. They are searching everything they can in hope they find a clue, just as we have done. I want you to speak with Eryn and learn what you may. So, we need to find this. And this is down here. And we go back down. I think the second thing I'm most excited for about the upcoming updates is probably the changes to the kinship system. And even though I'm currently not in a kinship, I do know that large kinships with large active communities that run a lot of events are going to be absolutely over the moon with the calendar. I mean, like I said, it's something that people have been asking for a very long time. And the fact that they'll be able to set up events, have a sign-up sheet so people can sign up for events, yeah, that's going to be a popular thing. I think I'm probably least excited for the update to Embers. But like I said, okay, here. We'll go into here. Close all that. I think it's under... Nope, not instances and skirmishes. Currency. Now that's motes and figments, which is something else I'm annoyed with. They have a hard cap of 10,000. Okay, maybe embers aren't in here. Or maybe I don't see embers in here because, well, I don't do in-game content, so it's not ever been something that's added to my bag. But if it's anything like the motes and figments, it's probably going to have a cap, which is also annoying, but just the fact that it takes 7,500 embers for one tracery upgrade scroll, and then you have to use it within 24 hours. I really don't like that.
How can I be of service?
Candace has told me the tale, Marcellene. Do you really think that Narchuil or some evidence to its location might be hidden in Tal Bruinen? A small company of Angmarim was sifting through the debris of the cottage across the water over there. It is called the Crumbled Cellar by Garbert and Athenin, who lived down the river, but I think it burned to the ground before Garbert's time. You should search through the rubble. I cannot imagine you will find anything of use, but if the Angmarim thought it worth searching... Alright, we will go take a look at it. And of course, like I said, I'm neutral on the raised level cap, but I know that it's a sore point with some people that have to level up so high. So there's that. A pile of debris. Oh look, a convenient pile of debris. You find a rotted diary among the debris, but it still appears readable. Okay, I don't know how a diary, a book with parchments would be readable in a cellar that was burned. Pages of a book would have burned as well. But okay, we will go with it. Here you go.
What can I do for you?
You found this diary among the ruins of the crumbled cellar, Marcellene. It is probably nothing, but I will see if I can learn anything from its pages. The name of this diary's owner is familiar to me, and it fills me with dread. Did not Amarthiel use the name Sarah Oakhart as he traveled on her fell errands through the wild? And yet, look here, upon the cover. It is barely legible, but it can be made out. Sarah Oakhart. You must bring this diary to Candleeth, Marcellene. This may be the clue for which we have sought. And yet the Angmarim did not find this. Very, very interesting. Maybe they weren't looking for old rotting pages of a book. You see the frogs? Or toads. They're kind of very innocent and neat looking when they're not attacking you. And since they're swarming critters, they attack. I think there's usually one main toad and 2 or 3 followers. I can't remember how many. But they can be quite annoying. Here's another. Okay, 2. There's a main toad and 2 followers. I think we... Nope, there it is. So say, I think we went the wrong way. But here's a path up. I still think we went the wrong way. But, fortunately for us, this will lead us up there anyway. I don't think she gathers. I think she's a woodworker, isn't she? Forester, tailor, woodworker, yeah. So, not ore. But I should start looking for wood deposits and gathering those again. Well, you get to see all the deer hanging out. And of course they're a daily quest. And since I don't feel like killing the deer, we're not going to do it. But there are a lot of deer in the troll shaws. As Gus once jokingly said, with this many deer hanging out in the area, there would not be a leaf on a lower branch or a blade of grass anywhere. And he's probably right. They would have stripped the area bare of greenery. Alright, so we are back. Alright, Candelas.
What do you need?
What is this, Marcellene? A journal. Can it be? I do not understand. Amarthiel cannot have... There must be more to this riddle than we know, Marcellene, for I am filled with confusion. But hearken to this. Brought 2 chickens to share with El, but his spirits were low, and I think the food brought him no joy. Understandable, of course. Keeping in within the walls of Sithad must be a great sorrow to him. Whoever Sarah Oakhart may have been, Amarthiel in disguise or not, it is plain to me of whom she speaks. Can El be any other than Laridan, or in any but Narchuil? We are close, I can feel it. The secret lies within this journal, friend woman, the diary of Sarah Oakhart.
Stay a moment.
Listen to this, Marcellene. El fears the worst. I will carry out his wishes by breaking the keys to Safad. The stones of Tal Bruinen are heavy and will serve, and hiding them. I do not know where Safad may be, but it sounds as if Laridan was keeping this inn, Narchuil, within its walls. And at some point, Sarah broke the keys to this place and hid them. And look at this, further in. Must stand at the stairs of Safad, looking up towards the entrance. Turn to the left and walk, following the curve until you see 4 pillars through 2 pillars. Walk between the 2 and look to the right of the 4. I will leave the keys always in the shade. I wonder now if Safad is an antiquated name for a place we already know, Marcellene. Language has changed over time, and Laridan has lived for many years. The name by which he knows one place may not be that which it is called by others. As I say the names aloud, it comes to me that Safad bears something of a resemblance to Desolad, does it not? I think we have deciphered the first part of the riddle, friend woman. Go to Desolad and use the journal to locate the hidden keys of which Sarah has written. I am sure it is the place. Alright, so this book has given us a clue, and that clue is to head back to Desolad because Sarah Oakhart may have hidden the keys to the door of Desolad somewhere there. But of course, we will do that next time. Until then, bye for now.